last week's Parsha with the mitzvah of blotting out the name of Amalek. And in this week's Parsha, we begin with the mitzvah of Bikurim, taking our first fruits up to Yerushalayim, to the Beis HaMikdash. What's the connection? There has to be some kind of sequence of why the Torah places one after the other. The Das Kenim Mibale Tosfos explains that the Yisoid, the foundation of the mitzvah of Bikurim, actually comes from Hakaras HaTov, from appreciation. When a person looks at all of the amazing things that the Ribbono Shel Olam has given him, he then wants to bring up his first fruits to the Beis HaMikdash out of thanks, out of Hakaras HaTov. That mitzvah serves as a merit for the other mitzvah of blotting out the name of Amalek, whose essence is ungratefulness. The Sfas Emes takes it a step further, and he says that this week's parasha is almost always close to Rosh Hashanah. Before we accept the yoke of the kingdom of Hashem, we read this week's parasha. We read about Bikurim, because without gratitude, there cannot be a coronation of the king. By the time he was 16 years old, Shir was already thrown out of his house. One of his kind neighbors took him in and gave him a room in the basement at the bottom of his house, and there he lived for a number of years. Every night he would wait until his host was asleep, quietly tiptoe outside the house, take the car keys, put the car in neutral, and then when it was further enough away, start the car, and he would drive away. For hours he would drive away, and every night he would do this. That was his excitement. Years later, she actually met the son-in-law of his previous host. His host had died years ago, but he met his son-in-law and he said, "You know, I had a great time being at your father-in-law's house. He gave me an amazing room, and every night I would steal his car." And his son-in-law looks at him and says, "Oh, of course. You think my father-in-law didn't know?" Shir couldn't believe it. "What? Really? He knew?" His son-in-law said, "Sure, he knew. He even told me every time I borrowed the car, make sure you put the keys exactly in the same place so Shir can take the car keys tonight and go for a drive." Years later, Shir said he felt the warmth of somebody else's chesed he knew nothing about at the time. It's almost Rosh Hashanah, and specifically this week, we read about the beautiful mitzvah of Bikurim, bringing our first fruits to the Ribbono Shel Olam after we recognize all of the good that we have in our lives. Before the coronation of the King of Kings, the Melech Malchei Amlochim, let's recognize within our own lives how much good we have and how much Hashem constantly does for us. That will lead us to a good Rosh Hashanah. Have an amazing Shabbos.